Hi, I'm Tony Giroux of Tony Giroux's Workshop, and I'm in my shop. This is for the folks who like to see pictures of the craftsman making his crafts. I can't stand behind a camera and work on power tools at the same time, so sometimes all you're going to see is my old shaky hands making crafts. But I will do the best I can and hope this gives you some sort of proof that all my crafts are made in the USA and come from a basement workshop in Pennsylvania. So this is my very crowded little basement workshop. It's not a clean workshop, it's a working workshop. I don't normally take pictures. It's not here for show. It is here for me to pursue my hobby and play with my gadgets and make my bowls and my Intarsia projects. Today I'm going to attempt some videos of how I make segmented rings for my turned wood bowls. Just about all my bowls have some sort of segmentation. Even the ones I do use solid wood in, but that's why I primarily advertise segmented bowls. Basically, it will be me cutting a bunch of small keystone segments, fitting the keystone segments into rings, and then gluing the rings onto each other or gluing the rings to solid pieces of wood, then putting that on a lathe and turning out the bowl. This is the ring pattern that I used to create the ring. Like I say, there's 12 segments in the ring, and each segment is cut at a 15-degree angle. So 15 plus 15 is 30, and 30 times 12 gives you 360. I'm using 6 kinds of woods to make these: hickory, cocobolo, red oak, paddock, a redwood from South America, some figured maple, and some purple heart. One of the reasons I went to segmented wood is because I can use wood scrap. I use up a lot of scraps. What some people who make furniture and cabinets and stuff, what they would discard is treasure for me, because I can cut them down into the small pieces and use the small pieces to make my segmented bowls. Now once I start cutting, I'm going to have a dust collector running, which is noisy. I'm going to have an air filtrator running, which is noisy. And I'm going to have the saw spinning, which is noisy. So you probably wouldn't hear me talking if I did talk. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to set up the sled so that it will take a board, and this measurement will be very precise. With each piece of wood, we lock it down. We make our cut using the sled, which keeps fingers away from the blade, because we are cutting very small pieces. And we cut a bunch of segments. In this case, I'm making 6 rings, so 6 times 60, or 6 times 12, 72. I'm going to need 72 different segments, 12 each from 6 pieces of wood. Okay, we've already made our measurements. We're ready to lock it down and cut our segments. Now I already have a air filtrator running. I'm going to turn on the dust collector for the saw, and the saw itself, and these make a lot of noise. If I do talk, you may not even hear me. So I'm not going to do much talking. I'm just going to do cutting. And for the demo purposes, I'll only cut a couple of colors. It goes rather rapidly. You get to see what the step is. there we have 12 segments, two different colors, the red oak and the paddock. I don't think you want to watch me cut out all the segments. It will get boring. I'm making 3 or 6 3-inch bowls and 6 6-inch bowls, which means I need 2 rings per bowl, total of 12 rings in all, each one with 12 segments. That's 144 segments. We're not going to do that. So you see this step. Once we have all the segments cut, we have to glue them up into rings. The important part here is keeping track of your segments and be sure you get them in the right order. I had made some larger rings earlier, and I want these rings to be in the same order those are, which is oak, paddock, maple, purple heart, hickory, and cocobolo. So I have to line these up the same way. Once we get them lined up into a circle, we can put them inside a ring clamp, and then we tighten the ring clamp to make sure that we have good joints. I do that by just tightening the ring clamp down, making a few little adjustments, make sure that the segments stay in position here, and then tighten it good and tight. There you go. We have a good ring that has good tight joints all the way around. This is a ring that's good enough to glue up and to make it permanent. So we'll loosen the clamp up a little bit, put this one out of the way. Now, lining these up for glue up, we want to line them up the way we have them in the ring. Sorry this takes so long, but I'm an old guy, I'm slow. Hold them in place. Spread a little glue. And put them back in the same order I took them out. And then tighten up our clamp. Now this isn't a case of just jamming in there. These things don't take brute force, they take a little finesse. You want to be sure that your segments are lined up correctly. They're flat to whatever surface you're gluing on, so you have a flat ring. And then you tighten it down. And there you have it. One good ring all glued up, ready to go.